back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and if you're new here, hello. My name is Ashley. I run things here at Crowgal, and welcome to another day of Vlogmas. Today we're doing a holiday tag. I feel like that's kind of old, reliable, tried and true when it comes to vlogmases of yore that I've watched previously. I feel like everyone always does a holiday tag, and so that's what we're gonna do today. I would appreciate it if you guys would all bear with me in terms of lighting. I'm still trying to get down my ring light. It's very difficult to learn what settings are best, what tone of lighting is best. So if the lighting is an issue, please just be kind in the comments. So whilst this is a holiday tag, no one tagged me to do this. This was all on my own. I basically just Googled YouTube holiday tag, YouTube Christmas tag, and I think I looked at like 2 or 3 different ones and kind of pieced together my own holiday tag. I just wrote down questions that I thought were interesting, ones that I found to be best, and that's where we are landing with these questions today. So let's go ahead and just get started. All right, so the first question is, how do you celebrate Christmas, and how are you celebrating it this year? So without saying, we go here, we go there, then we go there, then we go here, kind of like long story short, we wake up here and open presents in our own home, and then we kind of just bounce around. We go to my parents, we go to Stern and Sisters, then we go back to my parents for dinner later, and then Stern's family has a huge, big holiday party, huge, big Christmas party. We do a huge Secret Santa with his family. So Christmas is usually spent like bouncing around a lot. And last year was the first year where we cut a couple things out so that we weren't doing that. We just found that like Daisy got no time to play with her toys. She got no time to really like enjoy her Christmas presents because we were just driving constantly, going from place to place. And that was actually really nice. And this year will be somewhat similar because we are still going to my parents, and we are still spending some time with Stern's immediate family, but we're not doing like the dinner at my parents' house where they have some friends come who don't have family to celebrate Christmas with, or my aunt goes and my cousin. We're not doing that, and we're not doing Stern's huge family party. We're still doing Secret Santa. It's just gonna be on Zoom. But it's gonna be a lot more low-key this year, and frankly, I'm like really looking forward to it. I love spending time with family, and I love just like being in the Christmas spirit with everyone, especially with Stern's family, because I didn't grow up. I have a pretty large like extended family. I have a lot of cousins and stuff, but we never grew up celebrating together, and Stern's family did. So it's really, really fun, and it's just like an energetic night, and I love it. But I'm kind of excited for a more low-key and obviously like a safer, within the time we're living in, celebration this year. Okay, the next one is, it's another twofer. What's your most memorable Christmas as a kid and as an adult? So as a kid, this just like stands out in my brain. And it was the Christmas that I got a phone, not a cell phone, but my own cordless house phone. All of my friends at the time were getting their own phones with their own phone lines, which I did not get my own phone line, but I did get my own phone. I will put a picture of it up if I can find one on Google. It was a VTech cordless phone in teal, and it was like teal but clear, so you could see like all the inner workings of the phone. And I just like, I can remember like the touch of the feel of the buttons, and I just thought I was hot, you know what, with my new teal cordless phone. That memory just like, I mean, it's not like a sentimental type of or like really emotional memory, but like me opening that phone, I mean, I can play it like slide by slide in my head. And it just stands out to me as like a Christmas that was so memorable as a kid. I feel like as an adult too, like, it's kind of the same thing. Obviously, I have great memories of, Daisy's first Christmas and like her being so little and stuff, but for whatever reason, I shouldn't say for whatever reason, because it's a sweet reason, but the Christmas as an adult that really stands out to me is the first Christmas that Cernan and I spent in Seattle. So in 2011, we got married. Cernan was actually already living in Seattle. He came down to San Diego for our wedding. And then in August, I flew up to Seattle and like that's where we were living. That's where we relocated, and we didn't know anyone. We went up there like on our own accord. And so that first Christmas, December of 2011, we didn't come back home. We actually never flew home the 6 years that we lived there because it was just too expensive. So we were on our own with our dog for Christmas, and we ended up getting takeout for Christmas dinner from a German schnitzel restaurant, and it was delicious. It was like a legit restaurant. It wasn't like a food cart or anything. Like, it was an actual like restaurant where you could go sit down and stuff, but we just got takeout, and I'll just never forget the Christmas where we had German takeout for dinner. All right, next is what's my favorite Christmas movie? So Love Actually is in like my top 3 movies of all time, Christmas or not. It's just one of my favorite movies. When Cernan and I got married, because we met at a movie theater, all of our tables at our wedding were different movies, and our table, the Sweethearts table, was Love Actually. So that's like one of my favorite movies. So that's like number 1, right? After that though, The Santa Claus. Not the second Santa Claus where they tried to make a sequel, not the third one that was so dumb, the first original Santa Claus. My mom used to think I was insane because I used to watch that movie when I was a kid in like June. Like, I would watch it all year round. I love Tim Allen. I think he's hilarious. He makes me like belly laugh. I just think he's so funny with his delivery and like just how he acts, and definitely Love Actually, and a very, very close second, possibly a tie, The Santa Claus. The next one is favorite Christmas song. I don't have a favorite Christmas song. I definitely have songs that I prefer. I prefer things that are very like zippity zuppity. I prefer songs that are very fast-paced and get you in a good mood, which is why Mary Did You Know is my least favorite Christmas song, because I find it very sad and very depressing, and just, I feel like it's a buzzkill. I don't like it at all. But in terms of like albums that I enjoy, because I don't have a particular song that's my favorite, I love the NSYNC Christmas album for nostalgia purposes, but also just because X amount of years later, it is still just so good. The Casey Musgraves Christmas album is fantastic. She has covers on there. She has, I think, 2 of her own songs that she recorded. And it feels old school, but it's new, which is why I really enjoy it. And then the Justin Bieber Christmas CD album. Why did I say CD? The Justin Bieber Christmas album is really good. If you want something that feels a little bit more current, but is Christmassy, and kind of you want to be like in a very excited mood to like celebrate, that album is fantastic. All right, what do you eat on Christmas Day? So on Christmas Day, we have a tradition when we go to my parents' house in the morning. Like I said, we open presents here, and then we go to their house and do presents, and it's always around like brunch time. So my mom makes sausage, and she does like an overnight French toast. Is that what it is? French toast bake? Yeah, French toast bake. We have coffee, we have mimosas. You guys know all about the mimosas. And that's kind of like the traditional thing that we eat. And then we usually don't eat until dinner, because that meal tends to be so filling. There's other stuff too, but to eat, but like that's mainly the traditional part, is like the French toast bake, the sausage, and then coffee and mimosas. And then in the evening, when we go to Cernan's family, his is like, it's a potluck. So there's Filipino food, there's American food. I mean, there's everything you can think of. And at my parents', it's usually like ham or turkey, kind of just like the traditional staples. Do you like eggnog? I like eggnog when I like it. I'm not one of those people that's like, it's the holidays, give me my eggnog. I'm not like excited to drink it once, you know, the holidays roll around. But I do enjoy it spiked. I like it spiked and over a ton of ice. Like, that's the only way I can drink it. I cannot just drink it straight out of a glass. I'm not a milk fan. I don't drink milk ever. So I enjoy it when I'm kind of like craving it once in a blue moon, and it has to be over like an insane amount of ice. Favorite gift I've ever received. I mean, that teal phone really, really like holds the bar up here, but another gift that I was just like, what, and was just over the moon about. was when Cernan bought us Disneyland passes. This was probably, it was a couple years before we moved, so maybe like 2009-ish. And he tricked me and he had taped them like inside of a book. So I thought I was getting the book and I was like pissed. I mean, I didn't like show that I was mad, but I was kind of like, what are you trying to tell me? It was a book for like, it was like the 5-minute organizer or like 5-minute management or something. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, this is what you got me? And then I was just like, oh, thanks. And then he said, open it. And the Disneyland passes were in there. And that was like a huge deal to get yearly Disneyland passes. We went pretty frequently, so it made sense for us to have passes, but we never had the money. So that was definitely like a favorite. Real or fake tree? So growing up, we had a real tree. And when Cernan and I first moved in together, we attempted getting a real tree and it was literally the worst. I hated it. I hated that there were pine needles everywhere that we had to vacuum up. I didn't like the fact that we had to like water it and keep it alive. It just kind of felt like one more thing to do. And for me personally, it kind of took the joy out of the rest of decorating. Like the fact that like if we skipped a couple days watering it, it started getting brittle and dry and like would die. And it just kind of like, I didn't care for it. So I would say since about 2010, we've had a fake tree and I really enjoy it. There's nothing beats the smell of a real tree, and nothing beats kind of like the feeling of going with your family, and even like we grew up going to Target or Home Depot and picking out a tree. Like that is something really special. Nothing beats that, but we are definitely like fake tree people all the way. Are you a pro present wrapper or do you fail miserably? I purposely picked this question so that I could brag about one of my previous jobs, which was working in the gift wrapping section of Robinsons May. If you've never heard of Robinsons May, they got bought out by Macy's, but they were basically like Macy's. They've been around for a long time. They went as May Company for a while. And I used to work there, and for a hot minute, not for that long, but for a hot minute, I worked in the gift wrapping section. And I am a pro wrapper. Like to be honest, like I'm not one of those people that's like, we need the ribbon and we need the da-da-da-da. But I can wrap. You want to give me like a piece of china that's in the shape of a swan, I will wrap it. I will figure it out. You would not believe the insanely shaped things I would have to wrap at that job. And I kind of want to be a perfectionist at everything, so that job was really bad for like my stress and anxiety because I just wanted everything to be perfect, like wrapping wise. So I am definitely a pro wrapper. Do you use advent calendars? So I personally don't use an advent calendar. I know there are a ton of more like adult ones that you can get now, especially like in the beauty space. There are so many different like makeup, skincare, that type of calendar that you can get. But Daisy does. This year we actually bought her a Lego advent calendar, which is so cool. She loves the show Lego Friends. It's on Netflix, and Lego actually made a Lego Friends advent calendar. Up until now, she's just done like the chocolate advent calendar, but we just thought this was a neat change. So that's the advent calendar we're using in our household. Pictures with Santa, yay or nay? We are definitely a nay on this. Honestly, not for any reason other than the fact that like I don't care. Like I didn't grow up taking pictures with Santa, so I'm not one that's like, Daisy has to take a picture. She's never had a picture with Santa. I just don't like it. I'm so indifferent to that I'm not gonna go like search out a place where she could take a picture with Santa. Do you like giving gifts or receiving? I mean, I would be lying if I said I didn't like receiving gifts, but I definitely prefer giving. I just think that there's nothing, especially as you get older, there's nothing like seeing the look on like your parents' face, or if you have kids, your kids' faces when they open something and get something that they really, really want. So definitely between the two, giving is just, it's the best. All right, 3 questions left. The next one is, what is your all-time favorite holiday food? Here's the thing, I am a sweets person, and I feel like since doing keto and low carb, that I still enjoy sweets, but my desire for them has definitely diminished. My sweet tooth has gotten smaller. But when it comes to Christmas time, I want all of the baked goods. I am a sucker for shortbread. I want to eat shortbread everything. I also really like the tea cakes, the are they called wedding cakes? Mexican wedding cakes? Russian tea? Like, they're the ones that are kind of like in the dome that have the powdered sugar on the outside and they just like melt in your mouth. Sometimes they have nuts in them. Those are like my favorite. Shortbread and those, because those are very similar to shortbread, are like my fave. A lot of times during the holidays, they make those little like tea cakes with like a peppermint dusting. Oh my God, they're so good. So I would say in general, my favorite holiday food is any like themed baked good. Tell us your Christmas Eve traditions. So on Christmas Eve, well, growing up, we would always open one present at home and then we would go to my grandma's house and we would have like dinner there. Maybe we would just have dessert there and then we would open a present at her house. And now it's kind of similar. Like last year, because Daisy was 2, about to be 3 last year. So this year she's 3, about to be 4, because she'll be 4 in January. So last year was really the first year we were like, okay, like this is what we're gonna do for Christmas Eve. And we did the same thing. We opened one present at our house and then we went to my parents and she got to open one present there. And that's just something that's really special. My parents actually live in the house that my grandma lived in and she passed a couple of years ago, 2 years ago now. And so it's kind of special that like I get to take Daisy back there to do the same Christmas Eve tradition that I did as a kid. But that's all we do. Like, we don't open all of our gifts. We don't have some huge, big fancy dinner or anything like that. Really, the only tradition is like the gift opening thing. All right, the last question. How has Christmas kept its magic for you as you've grown older? I have never lost, oh my gosh, am I gonna cry? I've had like a glass and a half of wine, so maybe. I have never lost the magic of Christmas. Like, to me, Christmas is just quite truly the best time of the year. Like I mentioned, there were 6 years where Cernan and I did not spend any time with family, and it was just too expensive to fly back home. It didn't make sense for them to fly to us. So, you know, that was a big deal. And I feel like during that time, what kept its magic was, you know, I was a nanny and I worked for various families and they would invite us into their home. We had friends who were in the same position where they were, you know, they had relocated to Seattle as well, and we got to spend time with them over the holidays. So I feel like that definitely kept like the family vibe alive, and also the magic just to be able to spend time with people that you care about, even if it's not immediate family. In terms of actual like magic, like, ooh, Christmas is the best, it's magical. I've never lost that, and although I do think that having Daisy has like brought that back into me. It's just so much more fun to do everything. It's so much more fun to decorate, to go look at Christmas lights, to wrap gifts. Like, she helps me wrap stuff, to think of what we're gonna put in her stocking. Like, it's just that much more fun. As somebody who has always loved Christmas and who has always just thought it's like the most magical time of the year, it's even more magical when you have little ones that you are able to share that magic with. And so I just think between I feel like that's how I've kept the magic, is like being on our own for a long time and figuring it out for ourselves, making our own magic, and then having Daisy and really getting more of that like childlike enjoyment mixed in there. That's how we've kept it going. All right, y'all, that's it for today's video. That's it for today's Vlogmas video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and turn that notification bell on. I'm uploading videos every single day in December, and I'm really proud of myself. So I hope you guys stay tuned and watch the next one, and I will see you then. Bye, friends.